Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Black Cat figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series 6-inch scale line of action figures. This is part of the Spider-Man subline that contains pieces for the Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. Okay, this is one of two figures that I was most looking forward to getting in this line. Black Cat has been an interesting character in the Spider-Man comics to me, although I have to admit, her obsession with Spider-Man was a bit creepy for my taste. The last of her exploits that I read about was in the Maximum Carnage graphic novel, and it still appeared that she was still very hung up on Spider-Man in that story. Okay, this is one of two figures branded Skyline Sirens on the packaging. The other Skyline Siren, I believe, is supposed to be Spider-Girl, and she will have the same Green Goblin figure piece that came with this figure in her packaging. And I'll show you the Goblin piece that I got with this figure later on in the review. The articulation joints were very stiff on this figure and required usage of a hairdryer to free them up. Black Cat has articulation in the head, shoulders, the upper biceps, the elbows, the wrists, the diaphragm, the waist, the hips, the knees, and the ankles. Unfortunately, her head movement is very restricted due to the long hair, but the articulation joints in the shoulders rotate 360 degrees, and they also move in and out. The knees and the elbows are double jointed. The ankles move up and down, and there is also an ankle pivot joint. So, in spite of the head turning restrictions, it's still possible to get some really good action poses with this figure. The paint app errors on this figure, they were very distracting. While the main body of the figure looks fine, aside from a slight error on her right boot, I found two noticeable defects on her face. One is on her left cheek and makes Black Cat look like she has a really ugly mole, and the other looks like she's got half a mustache on the right side of her mouth. You know, you just have to love Hasbro's quality department at times, especially when it comes to screw-ups on short pack figures like this one. Anyway, let me pause here and I'll give you a closer look as to what Black Cat looks like. Okay. Alright, Black Cat did come with one accessory, so let me pause here for just a moment and I'll show you what that looks like. There was no figure stand included in the package, and I would really consider getting a figure stand for this figure, as it does have a tendency to topple over very easily. Okay, here is Black Cat's lone accessory, a bullwhip. Now, while this whip does have good detailing on it, I wish Hasbro had chosen to use some thin bendable wire in the construction of this accessory, so that the bullwhip could be articulated into different striking poses. As it is, I don't think it looks bad in this position, and it does display well with the Black Cat. And it should be noted that she only holds the whip in her right hand, as her left hand is molded in an open position. The gripping hand on the whip is a bit of a loose fit, but the whip still stays in place just fine. And here is the included Green Goblin Build-A-Figure piece, his chest. And as I said, I believe this will also be included with the upcoming Spider-Girl figure in her packaging as well. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a quick 360 of Black Cat for you and let you see what she looks like from all sides. So here she is from the front. Okay, here is Black Cat from the left-hand side. Here is Black Cat from the rear. Here is Black Cat from the right-hand side. Finally, here she is once again facing forward. So overall, I have to say this figure isn't too bad. Aside from the head movement restrictions, this figure does have a good range of articulation for action poses. It's also a very nice looking figure, as the sculpt is really top notch. The only problem that I did find with this figure is the paint app issues. That was very disappointing to discover what I found in the facial area, and I really wish that I could have found a better selection of Black Cat figures so that I could find a better looking example to show everyone. But as I said, this is a very nice looking rendition of Black Cat, and I'm going to be honest, I think this is in the gray area of good bordering on great. It does have a few misses, notably with the head articulation restrictions, but as I said, you're going to have a really nice time getting this figure into some nice action poses. Yeah, I'm going to say this figure does hit more than it misses. So that's why I said that it's in that gray area of good bordering on great. But in spite of the issues that I did find, as I said, I still feel that this is a very nice addition for your Marvel Legends figure collection. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.